What's up, everybody?
What up?
What's going on? We got Kevin in the house.
How are we doing? Our another resident entrepreneur, longtime Kathy, Kevin Gould, co-founder of Glamnetic and INH. We're going to get into that in a second, but since you're here, I want to talk about the most important news of the week.
What do we got?
That's crazy. That's a bold statement. Given
Sydney Sweeney for American Eagle. There's nothing bigger than that.
I saw that. It's been quite a news week for her.
We haven't talked about that yet?
No, because it happened during the week. We didn't record on Wednesday.
Damn, time flies, bro. I feel like that came out like 2 weeks ago.
And Sydney Sweeney, apparently has great genes.
Awesome.
American Eagle.
That's what she says.
Amazing genes.
I think America says that. I don't think that's a question at all.
The data's in.
And so American Eagle puts out a campaign with, 4-second video of her wearing denim, Canadian tuxedo, top and bottom. And holy shit. the internet went berserk. One group of people absolutely loving it. And the stock popping. And then another group of people saying that she's a Nazi.
Right.
I don't get the Nazi part.
It's because it's the genes comment is it's genetics, not denim.
Like superior genetics.
Got it.
Yes,
like Aryan.
I don't know if people
Blue
know
eyes.
this, but the family that started American Eagle are the Schottensteins. Not part of the Aryan
Sounds like a
Brotherhood.
Jewish
family.
Right. But somehow they'll twist that to be part of the negative.
Stock gained 200 million in market cap. Let's assume they gave her 15-20 million?
No.
5
mil.
Five.
5 mil max.
5
mil.
She's had a good last couple months. She had that Dr. Squatch campaign 3 or 4 months ago. About a month after that, they get picked up and bought.
And
right?
then Hey Dude, she signed a deal with last year. Hey Dude is a footwear brand that she also drops her like swimsuit wearing campaign, wearing the shoes on fire.
She's a star. There's no question about it.
Here's the thing. I think the outrage that was on Sydney Sweeney was fake. I think it is if I was a Russian, Chinese, want to cause chaos in America and divisiveness, do you think people actually give a fuck either way? Whether you like her or you don't? Who is waking up in the morning and saying, I can't believe that fucking bitch, Sydney Sweeney. I will never walk into American Eagle.
I think there is some miserable
drama. Unlike you guys, I'm around a lot of woke folks. No one mentioned it once.
Right. I don't think it's like a lot of people, but I think that there is a group of people, and I'm not saying it's not sparked by foreign adversaries, but I think that there's a group of people in this country that it's cool to just be miserable and view everything through.
But that's always the case, right? Like you
I think they're making TikToks.
Like you remember 10, 15 years ago, we would walk into Fairfax stores and those kids would just look down at everyone that walked in.
Yeah.
You come from a hater culture. That's what skateboarding was.
Yeah.
You were raised
I know them very well.
Yes, that's my point.
Yeah.
It's not new that something that's very mainstream gets hated on, because I think Sydney Sweeney is mainstream, very popular, and she's the fake. Anyone who's when you get that level of fame, you get shit on.
And she's hot, so people get jealous.
But here's what drives me crazy is I think that those people have always existed, but they always sat in their rightful place of nobody giving a fuck and having no platform. And I think it's become cool. There's an audience on TikTok that's going to engage. There's some news networks that are going to pick it up. It has been on mainstream news. It's not.
I'm curious in the 90s if Baywatch got hate.
It got hate, but no one gave a fuck about what those people were saying. And now
the problem is you couldn't hear those miserable people now have phone, and there's other miserable people with phones who now connect with those miserable pricks.
And it's become kind of cool to be miserable. I think we celebrate being miserable more than we celebrate greatness. We've talked about this with like American
I think that
exceptionalism.
pendulum
It's cool to be a
is-
victim.
Yeah, I think that pendulum has swung. Like, I do think we're going. I agree.
I mean, the
Totally.
stock pop really points to.
What's funny is,
gonna,
I
is
saw.
this gonna pop long term? You think, or you think it's just another blip and then people
I
forget
think
about it in both directions?
Look, I ultimately, like, we should revisit this conversation in a quarter when their earnings come out and see, did she even have an impact on sales? Because ultimately that will be the, does it move the needle in terms of actual gross revenue,
Goods.
or was it just
Yep.
a marketing stunt that got a little attention and people moved on? So that's going to be tough to tell. But like, even the stock popping, I saw a woman write on social media that this is the problem when bros run Wall Street and they think that Sydney Sweeney is going to have any impact on sales on American Eagle.
Right. Right. It's so dumb. Did you see American Eagle's statement?
Yes.
That makes me really happy because I feel like in the past they would have backpedaled
Yeah.
and they would have maybe had an apology, or they would have said,
Yeah.
jeans don't mean that. I mean, all races and everyone. But instead they just did kind of a fuck you statement.
Yeah. And I think, like, look, I think the pendulum keeps swinging back and forth. I think we're still in the middle. Like, I don't think we've gone completely back to where we were. But, if you vividly remember, what was that, 18 months ago when the little Instagram story with the guy who posted Bud Light that basically cratered the company.
Right.
When that happened,
Dylan Mulvaney.
and where we're at today, where I don't think it was
I think it's pretty much changed because I think comedians have become kind of the mainstream media, in my opinion. Like, they all sell out arenas. They have Netflix shows. They say the craziest shit.
Yeah.
And everyone loves it.
I know everyone doesn't love it. I think a lot of people love it. I think if you looked at, if you went,
Even like an Andrew Schultz, who I actually really like, he says crazy shit.
Yeah, I think it works. I think that's the pendulum swing. I think before they would have like not done a Netflix deal with him, and now it's the top thing on Netflix. To be honest, in this day and age, I think the most brilliant thing you could do if you were American Eagle is actually pay a bunch of creators to make videos about how they're Nazis. Because think about how many impressions they got from the outrage versus the initial campaign.
Think American? Oh, I like that psyop.
I think that's
That's a
the
good
2025 genius. Get yourself canceled. I think that is genius marketing in 2025 because there's no actual
kids are like,
harm.
you know what? I identified as being a Nazi.
Did you see?
I'll go buy
Did you see Trump supported her because he found out that she's a registered Republican in Florida?
Yeah,
Right.
And she's
You
like,
got a tweet
no,
from
I
the
really like that.
But think about the impressions of that ad.
Yeah.
And did you see him go after Charlemagne? I know this is off topic.
Who, Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, I did see. I saw that this
I
morning.
didn't
Right?
see it.
I didn't see it.
What did Charlemagne say again?
Honestly,
I
Trump
think
just
he
went off on him.
said something along the lines of, "This has opened up an opportunity for more mainstream Republicans to come back into power eventually." And then I think Trump went off on
Yeah,
him.
and he said, "Why are you the god?" Because he's Charlemagne the God, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his moniker.
Yeah.
And
a good
Trump
diss.
just went off on him.
But what I love is Trump in his Sydney Sweeney thing, I think said like, you guys are fat, ugly losers or something.
Yeah.
Like that was his tweet from the president.
I don't know. Did he say that?
I think so. Hold on.
You gotta fact check that one because
Hold on.
I don't remember that.
I can't wait for Breakfast Club tomorrow. It's going to be fun because they're going to respond.
I mean,
Hot
obviously,
content
they
week.
can- it's the greatest thing that ever happened to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the Sydney Sweeney thing was like very entertaining and incredibly like just insane how like people react to like a celebrity and
Here's what
an
I
ad
don't
campaign.
understand. Like, because OnlyFans is like the biggest business on the planet. Clearly, people want to see that.
yeah.
So, what's the outrage?
This is the thing. There are
And Instagram
Wait,
models and
listen,
all that,
listen.
right?
This is where things have gotten crazy. I see this all the time. Because I'm Indian and I watch a lot of Indian content. I get served a lot of Indian people saying, people of color, your culture is not my. I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, did you ever growing up in America, because in your childhood, feel like you were, I don't know.
Less? No.
Yes. And that was the 80s and 90s where you should have felt less.
I should have.
You should have. That is the era you should have felt less. And never felt I was less than anyone. I never felt like...
I mean, sure, there was bullying, but that was normal. Every kid got bullied.
Everybody was bullying and everyone was racist. Every kid got it. White kids got it. Black kids got it. Mexican kids got it. Korean kids got it. Jewish kids got it. Everyone got it. Didn't matter. You were in the playground.
I agree. I mean, I'm not saying I felt
but I see it now and everyone's like, I need representation. Okay, then go start a brand. Do whatever the fuck you want. Don't blame American Eagle for representation. The fucking company's American Eagle. They should only have white people in their ads.
It's like Abercrombie.
By the way, I hadn't heard American Eagle in 10 years too. So now we're talking about it. But I think the hard thing for Sydney Sweeney is going to be, she kind of has become known for this shtick. So like all of the future campaigns, like what's her new campaign going to be? Because it's got to be...
I think she's just got to milk it while she's got it.
Does that get old though? Or I mean, does it not get old?
No, as long as it's all for her, it's all dependent on how she looks.
She's
Very
like,
true.
Pamela
100%.
Anderson.
Can you Google how old she is?
She's like 25, 26.
Oh,
right?
she's young.
Super young.
If she looks like that, she can milk it for the 15 years.
She's 27 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's good for... I mean, Jennifer Aniston looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the modern day Pamela Anderson, I feel like.
Yeah.
She'll just follow that trajectory. For the record, turns out that was a fake tweet. But
yes, yeah.
The funny thing is
a lot of fake content.
The funny thing is that everyone like celebrities and stuff or podcasters and stuff reposted it.
Yeah.
So,
well, they're idiots.
Right, but it made its rounds regardless.
If you want the
dating.
real deal Trump, you got to go to Truth Social. That's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is fake. People
That's
are just
true.
writing, can't believe he said that. And he did say it. They're just like clipping it and putting it out.
Yeah, it's just, same thing with him and the Sydney Sweeney thing is like the amount of impressions that people give from the hate. Like they don't realize. I think that worked a few years ago, but now all you're doing is boosting. You're boosting Trump. You're boosting Sydney Sweeney. You're boosting American Eagle.
I mean, it got me to the website. I was like, because last year I bought my USC shirt from American Eagle. So I was like, do they have a new collection of USC stuff?
Right. I mean, their traffic must have been through the roof.
Let me see what these Nazis are up to.
Dee's the new profile of the American Eagle shopper now.
Yeah.
The thing is like, I just don't come from a world where I felt that my background was preventing me from doing anything. I'm not saying that's not happening, but it didn't happen to us. It's not fair to say that don't speak for me. Like, don't speak for all of us. Of course, everyone gets racially profiled. Fucking white people get racially profiled. Okay? They just do. Everyone does. It's just part of what happens. And by the way, America is the least, perpetrator of this. Walk into another country.
Yeah,
Right.
America in the broader context is the least racist country in the history of the world.
Asia is the most racist place on earth, bar none. Nothing like I've ever seen before. China, Korea, Japan, India.
Worst. Europe too.
Europe is at least multicultural.
Europe just wants a tourist.
Yeah, but like you don't get mistreated in Paris and all these places. You don't.
At the 5 stars, you don't, but I bet you.
I know, but I go to random restaurants. Paris is an Arab country. I mean, Arab city. Like it's not like it's not what it was 25, 30 years ago. And so like, I don't know. I think people need to like maybe travel a little, get racially treated in Korea and China, and then come back and complain about Sydney Sweeney.
Right. But they won't.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a view of the world. I think if you just walk through life seeing the world as a miserable, unfair place, you're going to find it no matter where you look. And you're going to find an excuse. And I think, unfortunately, that's become really popular. Like, I think, like I said, we made the bitter, miserable people like popular.
Yeah.
Like it's a thing.
Bitter, miserable people do have
it's like a badge of honor now.
Yeah.
Like who's the bigger victim? Who's more miserable?
Like I was at the airport.
Who's more oppressed?
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think people are way more. I think people are way more kind than Americans want to give them credit for. Because I'm out and about all the time with my kids, and everyone is just so kind.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, I think it's the dichotomy of online. People are mean online, man.
It's they're hiding behind
the keyboard. You know?
But also like nobody. You go.
No, go ahead.
Like those people, like that angry woman in the coffee shop, or that like there's just people that are fucking miserable. They just see that like, oh, why is my order taking so long? Are you racist? You know, like I think it's just that. Yeah,
I think that's like 0.01%. Because when I'm out and about with kids, and obviously you have kids, Dee, anytime like, kids get a little rambunctious, I always say, everyone says, sorry. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And we just move on.
Yeah.
Right.
But people are sensitive. They just think everyone's out to get them. All right, let's move on.
But I think it's become a positive. I think like them getting attempted to be canceled, man, the free impressions on that campaign. I think everyone should be thinking about their campaign that's right on the border of getting canceled. That should be the new strategy.
I mean, she should run for governor.
She would.
I mean, think about the actual market impact. Like Kevin said, she did Dr. Squatch. They sold. She added 200 million of market cap. I mean, actual numbers are
just making moves.
Yeah, making moves, man.
Do you think she could be a Kardashian, like level Kim?
The thing with the Kardashian, you got the whole family. I don't know Sydney's family, and you got Kanye, and people forget Kanye was a big part of that next level of fame that Kim Kardashian got.
I also think that family as a whole played the media in a way that
that's just hard. That's a very tough crew to compete with.
Like that wasn't organic popularity of one.
But I would say she's the only potential young female. I mean, Hailey Bieber, obviously.
There's a lot of these. The Selena Gomez, the Demi Lovato. These girls are very popular. Olivia Rodrigo, Billie Eilish. They're like huge. They're like mega. But to do what Kardashian Jenner, like you need the brains. There's just Kris Jenner.
You need Kris Jenner.
She's a genius.
You need that. You need multiple content formats, right? Like I think she needs a podcast or something else to get out there because she's in a couple movies here and there, and then pops in on a commercial. But that's
she'll be on Caller Daddy in the next month.
I think she's the Republican Kim Kardashian. I saw a video of her on TikTok at the gun range.
We'd love to have you, Sydney, if you want to come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their invitation is open.
Good for her.
Yeah. All right.
What next?
Kevin, you got some exciting news. Speaking of exciting brands, you guys are launching a huge collab, it looks like, with a bunch of sports IP.
Yeah, I think got a lot of exciting things in the works. I don't think I've been on here in a while. I think it's been at least a year.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll catch you guys up on everything.
Yeah.
It's been I feel like every time I come on, it's been a crazy year. I think this year growth has been great. And then we got hit with tariffs, right? So I was actually in China when the tariffs broke. And I think
let people know about the businesses that you have so they can wrap their head around it.
Yeah, quick recap. I have a holding company, have two beauty brands. One's called Glamnetic. It's a press-on nail and eyelash business. We started D2C. Now we're pretty heavily distributed in retail. So Ulta, Sephora, Ulta Target. And then I have a hair extension brand called I&H Hair. There's a consumer side that's also in Ulta. And then we now have a professional side where we actually sell hair extensions to hairstylists. And then, the thing, you reference this kind of sports collab. This has actually been in the works for a year. So this week we are launching a collab with Fanatics. We're doing Glamnetic X Fanatics. We've got multiple leagues, multiple teams. So the first drop, we're coming out with NFL teams, MLB, and lots of colleges. And this, we really kind of started brainstorming this about a year ago. And when I would walk in the stores and, and look at sort of the merchandise, there really wasn't anything in licensed beauty. And I think there's a few things that have happened in the last year, right?
Insane idea that there isn't much in licensed beauty.
There's really not much, or even for women in general, right? There's sort of like a female section with like, they slap kind of like a pink, pink hoodie on it. And that's kind of it. And so we just really thought there was a gap there. And I think, luckily with press on nails, it's really a form of fashion.
Yeah.
And then I think when you combine that with what's been happening in sports over the last, 2 years, you've kind of got the Caitlin Clark effect where I think, women rightfully so are getting a lot more attention in women's sports. And then you've also got the Taylor Swift effect. And there's this whole net new audience that's coming into sports. So we're overall like really excited about it. And I think, there's really no better partner to do it with than someone like Fanatics.
So Fanatics has the licenses to all the teams, right?
Yeah. Fanatics is by far the largest, leader in licensed sports merchandise in the world. And I think at this point, right, also just a mover of culture.
Yeah.
And so they, they hold the license. Like we could have probably went ourselves and went to the different leagues. But I think when we took a step back and looked at it, I think they're an incredible partner. They've also got not only the relationship with the leagues, they have all the distribution with stadiums, arenas, campus stores. And, as much as we'd, we want to go and get on college campuses with these products. Like, I don't think we're going to have our sales team going around trying to open up new doors, selling into every single individual college.
Yep.
And so it just made a lot of sense to partner with them, and they've been great. They have a group that focuses completely on the non-apparel side under Fanatics called Windcraft. And so work really closely with their team. And it's been a great experience. So we're super excited to launch it.
So I have a quick question. What do you project to be the number one team?
Which league?
If you were to pick the individual team that will outsell all the other teams.
Obviously it's the Chiefs.
I don't know.
I think the Cowboys is going to be up there, right? The Cowboys are always a staple. I think the Chiefs. I think that
because of Taylor, because you're doing women's product, right?
Yeah, it's nails, right? So we've got, and we kept the nails. Like if you take a look at it, it's super subtle. We've just got the team logo on, two of the nails because you want these to be wearable, and people aren't going to wear them just for the games. They're probably going to wear them for a week or so because they stay for up to 2 weeks. I think all the SEC schools, Alabama, LSU.
Yeah.
You're going to have Florida, you're going to have Michigan State, Ohio State, Michigan.
Yeah.
All the top teams that those are also going to track as the top teams.
Yeah.
And I think for us, like whenever we've done collabs, they're always an amazing gateway of bringing net new people into the category, right?
Yeah.
So it's a high affinity audience where obviously people love their school, they love their team, and it's kind of their gateway into Glamnetic.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That's cool.
And, you were leading with this when you started talking. How has Tariffs been affected by this category?
A lot. We wanted to get this thing out months ago, and we honestly had to hold off. So I was in China when the tariffs first hit, and I think that was a really brutal 3 or 4 months. And I think now, there's some sense of clarity ish on what's going to happen. I think everyone's just had to adjust their business model. So for us, we raised price a little bit. We're still having to eat some margin though, right? Because we couldn't raise price on all of our products and pass everything through. So there's a little bit of a margin hit, but it was scary, man, when it happened. I think when you get slapped with 145% tariff overnight and you make 100% of your products in China. Yeah. I don't know about you, Drama, but it was not fun.
Are you bringing manufacturing back to America, or are you guys just going all in on China?
America first.
It's a very nice goal to have, but I think press on nails are going to stay over in China.
You know what I think?
I don't know about that.
I feel like Dee is like you're like a 50-year-old white man from Orange County. That's your personality. I like that, Sydney Sweeney. Are you moving your product to America?
Sydney Sweeney, bring those goddamn nails back to America.
You know what I think would be great marketing for your product is, you said the SEC schools, right? They're the biggest thing on the planet right now. And the applications for SEC schools are like through the roof. They do that like sorority dance thing.
Yeah, it's Rush Week.
It's Rush Week.
Yeah, that's a big week for us, or a big month.
Well, that's a big month for all of fashion too. Every major fashion brand is.
They all do the dances. They do all this shit.
I think for us, it's also an amazing opportunity for just experiential, marketing. I think the thing we've been weakest at the last few years, just because it's a high anytime you do experiential, and this is why I give so many props to like, Michael and Raisa and Revolve and what they do.
Yeah.
It is just such a time consuming effort.
Yeah.
But I think for us now with this, like we plan on doing a lot of like pop-ups on college campuses, all the stuff for back to school, for sorority rush week. And we're going to really try to double down on the college market.
Yeah. That's exciting.
So where do people find your product?
Launches this week on Thursday, so the 7th. You can go to glamnetic.com. It'll be there. I think it's also on target.com to start as well. And then we're really just going to start building out the distribution strategy
At bookstores and...
Yeah, I mean, like,
stadiums.
6 months from now, it's going to be distributed a lot of places.
I'm really curious to hear what becomes the top seller. Like if it's a college or if it's like, the Yankees or I don't... I'm sure if
there's that bracket of top teams that are always going to be top teams. Dodgers, Yankees, Cowboys, Alabama.
Yeah.
Those are always going to be the top teams. And then I think what you'll probably see is depending on how well a team is doing, you'll have a couple flyers here and there that, kind of crack that top 10 that you're not expecting.
It's really interesting when I was traveling abroad a few weeks ago, I could not believe how many people were wearing Yankees hats still. And, I understand very famous team, very famous hat. But like from a cultural relevance and fashion relevance, wearing a Yankee hat is fucking irrelevant. It's not like the team of like the influence the team had. It's still a great baseball team, but it's not the Jay-Z Yankees when Derek Jeter, that era, like, I
think you're thinking two different things. Yeah, clearly from a sports perspective, it's not as relevant.
Even from a fashion perspective, like wearing a Yankee hat today, like it's not a statement like it used to be back in the day. But my point was the long tail of fashion and the influence these things have. Like I was at a restaurant where like half the women, because it was raining, were wearing fucking Yankees hats, and none of them were from America. 0 were from America, but everyone was wearing. And every store we went to, I would literally ask them like, "Oh, what's your top selling hat?" Yankees, Yankees, Yankees. So I think that to your point, it like sure maybe some team does well. Like they're such iconic logos at this point. And I also have this other belief, and it kind of confirmed it. I don't know if you guys listened to Steve Ballmer on Acquired, and he was talking at the end of the interview was about, what do you think your best investment is? And he said, no, it's not Microsoft, it's Clippers.
Well, he's wrong.
Well, I mean,
it's $120 billion.
But his point was it's priceless. It's guaranteed going to go up in value. Like 100%. The Clippers, he bought it for $2 billion. People are saying it's worth $5-6 billion today.
Easy.
Yeah. And that's in a very short period of time. So the return is insane. And it's basically saying, and so I think these sports franchises and the IP that goes with it, it's fucking priceless.
You're the lyrics guy, Drama. What does Jay-Z say? I made
a Yankee hat more famous than a Yankee can.
Yes.
That's it.
Hopefully we'll sell a lot of nails, man.
Yeah.
Dee, don't you think, and this is kind of to your point, I'm not disagreeing, but like, I feel like the New York, especially the New York and LA logo are so strong now that it's literally like people repping the city.
Yeah.
I mean, Amanda wears a Yankee hat. She does not follow baseball.
Right. That's just an LA love.
Saver.
And I feel like even if you're from out of the country, you're like, yeah, New York. Love New York. Great city.
Yeah. To me, it's a Times Square hat at this point. Like, right. I think it's that famous of a logo that people but like, you don't see Dodger hats when you leave LA. Like you just do not fucking see a Dodger hat.
It reminds me of how like
Japan.
Even on, remember on Young and Reckless when we made the shift to putting like Los Angeles on a bunch of stuff. Yeah. And it worked really well because it was like people even in middle America liked Los Angeles Reckless on that. Like I feel like people just like to rep these big cities.
Yeah, it's fascinating. The other thing I wanted to ask you, Kevin, was so one of the things that got reported over the week was 3% growth in GDP. And I by the way, I don't believe that number, and I don't believe the labor statistics number, and I'm glad Trump fired that woman because I think all the numbers that anything the government puts out is fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
And the GDP is complete horseshit. But
GDP.
yeah. And the labor statistics horseshit. Like labor market is not strong. And so.
But he fired the person because he didn't like it wasn't growing.
Yeah. But no, he said he thinks the numbers are bullshit, which they are.
I believe that.
Yeah.
The CPI, they only take into account 30% of the goods.
Yeah. So I guess give it the rationale that there was 3% GDP growth was that a lot of tariff spend was pulled forward. So things like iPhones, Apple had like a blowout quarter on iPhones. That was an item that people were rushed to buy because they thought tariffs would impact the cost of the phone. Cars got purchased in like record numbers. So there was like this pull forward of spend. I can accept that. Did you see that in your business? Because I didn't see that across like fashion.
What's interesting for us, and I think this is where category and tailwinds and headwinds are really important. And I think it's very particular. For us, our entire category is on fire. Everyone is moving, women are moving from salon. Salons have risen 25% in price in the last 4 years. So what's that doing? A girl that makes $60,000 a year is priced out of the salon. They're moving into, DIY at home. So there's a lot of tailwinds building the category. So for us, it's really hard to tell because the growth has been super strong.
Yeah.
We raised price a little bit. Haven't seen any.
And when you say a little bit, is that 5%?
Like 8-9%.
Yeah. But what's your most popular ticket?
We have a $15 nail. We had to raise it to $16, right? So it's $1 here and there, and so it's negligible, right? It's not meaningful to the alternative, right? Which is their salon manicure is going from 150 to 180, right? Which is a huge jump.
How much is a
Kev,
manicure?
do you feel like
Depends.
do you feel like because it's so popular to like the girls do like makeup routines, like that's affecting behavior, that it's actually just becoming more normal to do it yourself? Like I don't see I
think it's money. Wouldn't you think about it? Do you want to cut your own fucking hair? I don't.
I think there's a few things. I think there's 100% the money aspect. So all the things I just mentioned, right? Salon services and salon prices have went way up. That's going to drive people to at home. Right. I think the quality of product of DIY has gotten a lot better. So press on nails 10 years ago didn't look that great, flimsy, weren't high quality. So now you can get a salon quality look at home. And I think, again, it's very category dependent. I think people still need to go to their hairstylist, right? They might stretch it out longer. So in our hair business, the professional hair business, what we're seeing is that the purchasing is still there. It's just they're making it stretch a little bit longer.
Yep.
Right. So both Drama and Kevin, what is the current tariff China policy? Because I saw they extended 90 days and no one's been able to explain it to.
As of now, our understanding is that it's 30% on top of whatever we had before. So we already had a 25%
today. So if you import goods tomorrow,
we already had a 25% tariff. So that was already baked in our P&L. Now on top of that is another 30%. So it's around 55%.
Right now.
For us. Yeah. Right now.
Well,
yeah, I also think to Kevin's point, like it's shocking how much nobody really knows. Like you think that's what it is.
I'm on Twitter all day and I can't figure it out.
Well,
I'm even saying internally
when it comes to importing goods either. They're too busy hating on Sydney Sweeney.
Right.
I'm not going for import duties on fucking Twitter.
I was at a dinner the other night. It was like a D2C dinner the other night, and Ryan Peterson from Flexport was there, and he's really been like the guy on Twitter explaining all these things. And even he was like, there's like 20 different ways this can go.
Yeah.
And so I think you just got to keep operating the business as is, and then just
what's interesting is just looking at earnings, and I don't know how long this will go for, and I think this is why inflation hasn't gotten high. Most of the companies ate the tariffs. Like Ford ate $2 billion, Lululemon ate hundreds of millions, Adidas ate hundreds of millions. They haven't passed it along to the consumer because I don't think the consumer is strong enough right now to pass it on.
For sure.
So assume the entire second half of the year, no one's really going to meaningfully pass it on. So maybe that hurts corporate profits, but like I'm shocked at the price increase that I was expecting isn't happening.
By the way, even if only 50% of it gets absorbed, right? That's still 50% that did not get passed on to the consumer. So there's still a delta.
Yeah.
I also think everyone was able to do little renegotiations with all of the other vendors and costs that go into that. Yeah, I think that helped. I don't think it offset it completely, but I think everyone all of a sudden became open to 50 cents here, $1 here.
Well,
little stuff where you could save yourself. And I'll tell
you who, if we're being honest, who can you squeeze the most? The factory.
Right.
If your business is growing and you got cash, they're the easiest to squeeze. Right. And I think a lot of factories in China got squeezed, and that's why the consumer prices have not risen to the level that it should have.
Yeah, even our retailers, they would never do this, but they gave us an option to here's a moment. Do you want to change our cost? Which is wild.
Yeah. And you're dealing with big boys.
Right.
But you changed your retail price too, right? Not just the cost.
No, they just gave us an option to, hey, they essentially reached out and said, hey, is our wholesale price changing? And do you want to change your retail? But I said, no change on the retail, but yeah, my wholesale is now this. And they said, okay, cool.
Interesting. Maybe it's different categories, but I think for us in beauty, our cost is not changing unless we have the price change in parallel, and then the cost goes up that they buy at.
I was shocked. It wasn't a lot, but we got some extra margin.
Yeah. If you got a few points here, a few points there, next thing
then you squeeze your factory, then you squeeze this. I'm not saying you can't offset the full amount, but I think another thing is that I don't know if this impacts Ford. Well, I think it does. If you look at all of Ford and all these people's ads, it's really popular now to say made in America or whatever. Yeah. And I think that a lot of brands realize that there's kind of a public sentiment issue. And if you go raise your retail prices a bunch, I think that that's potentially going to be frowned upon with the customer because there's this momentum, this America momentum.
Did you guys see that thing though, where there was an American flag on Amazon, and there's one that says made in America, and then there's one that's just made in China, and the one made in China is $12.99. The one made in America, has to be $29.99. Yeah. Obviously, the China one is 10xing the sales of the made in America one. So everyone says they want it.
Yeah, but I think that's good. I'm down with that, because if you're so bent up on buying a made in America, then you have the option. Go do it.
100%.
And if you're comfortable buying in China or Bangladesh or wherever the fuck you want, I think, and that's what we should do. We got to just give the consumer the choice, and they'll decide.
Yeah. And look, I'll be honest. I don't think that it's necessarily that they need it to be made in America. I just don't think they want their prices to go up.
Yeah.
And if it does, I think that people are just hip enough to what's going on that they know that if you're raising your prices a lot, they know what you're doing, because they kind of understand this whole America First tariff thing. And
what do you think the flex and percent increase in your product where sales drip?
Of what, is it retail 20? Price? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Say that again.
No, meaning what percent? So if you sell for $20,
he just said $1, 5%,
8, 7, 8, 9%.
Yeah.
I think if you start pushing 15, 20%, it's a lot, right?
Yeah. You're out.
You're kind of at that break point where it's, your conversion's going to dip.
You can kind of bury 10% or less, I think. And
I think I think it matters what your competitors are doing too, right? So if you're isolated and you're raising prices and everyone else isn't, then you have a real problem.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it matters, like Kevin keeps saying, you're the category you're in. I think if people are used to paying a certain price on certain things, they notice little increases. I think if you're in a hot industry, or like Kevin said, his industry is doing really well, you can add $1 here, $1 there. It doesn't really matter as much. I think it depends on the item.
Yeah. Speaking where price is a big conversation on social media. So Las Vegas this past week reported 11% drop in tourism revenue. They also, I think, reported 20% down in foreign tourism.
Yeah.
And then it became this whole discussion on social media around what's going on in Vegas. And it was interesting. Like if you took like the just pure economic take on it, which is pretty black and white, which is immigration policies have had a huge impact on foreign tourism and a combination of inflation, and that makes sense that Vegas is struggling. The other side of the conversation is, the only people that like Vegas are boomers. It's too expensive and it's irrelevant. It's like flashy, it's corny, it's cheesy, and that's why people don't like it. I'm going to go with the former and not the latter. So sure, Vegas was built on the backs of boomers and their obsession with gambling and shiny lights and shows and free buffets. And then it kind of morphed into this like more like an entertainment, fine dining capital. And I think the prices got completely out of whack. Like you cannot have a reasonable casual meal in Vegas anymore. On the Strip, at least. Even at a B hotel, you are paying.
What's a B hotel? Aria?
MGM.
MGM.
I'm paying Delilah prices at the MGM Grand.
It is interesting that the net difference in price from an MGM meal and a Wynn meal isn't that much.
That's the problem. And that's where I think Vegas has lost the plot, is that you have to, if you're at the MGM is not the MGM that was when I was in college, which was the Lion and the Hot Hotel. It was the place to be, and Lazy River. MGM is B, C hotel today.
Probably C.
C, right? But you want to
you're not staying at the MGM.
No, unless it's like everything else sold out. Yeah, then sure, I'll stay. But like it's at a point where like a meal at the MGM is the equivalent of not far, or if not the same as a meal at the Wynn, and it's not the same experience. And I'd be like, fuck that. That's a ripoff. And I think Vegas itself, even like, okay, so I was joking. Backstreet Boys have basically held the entire Vegas economy on its back this summer. Because there's a show at the Sphere that's happening 2-3 nights a week that everyone my age.
Everyone's going.
Everyone my age is going, and they're spending fuck you money. The tickets are expensive. They're all eating at the nicest restaurants or hotels. They're spending money. And maybe they're overcompensating for the entire decline of Las Vegas. But like the people that go to, everyone I know is
that's
fucking
0.01%.
Yes, but they're spending so much. They're spending like 75% of Vegas. And so they're somehow keeping somewhat of a Las Vegas revenue together. Because like they're going to a $5,000 dinner. They're booking a $30,000 private plane. Their tickets are $1,000 each.
Yeah, Luca was there. Yeah. Ashton was there.
Yeah.
And 11%'s a lot. That's a big drop.
It's a huge drop.
That's not like a 3-4% thing. That's a big drop.
Yeah. So what it shows is that outside the super high ultra net worth, the other people aren't coming.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Backstreet Boys, like we know so many families that have gone.
Yeah.
I know like so many moms from like Vivian's school that are like planning these trips and all this thing.
I know every single one of my friends is going. Everyone I know is going.
But the other point you brought up, right? Like, is Gen Z going at the rate that millennial, when we went 15 years ago 20 years ago for the first time, are they going at that same rate?
It's too expensive. So let's just say you like John Summit, and John Summit's at the Wynn at XS. What are you going to spend $1,000 to see John Summit? No, you can buy 3-day Coachella pass for $500 or whatever it is.
150% of them are on buy now, pay later.
Yes, exactly. So like yes, the talent is there, the food is there. It's just too expensive. And even, by the way, I was supposed to go on Tuesday for a trade show, and I was just thinking about going from morning to night. It was like $600 on fucking Burbank Southwest.
Right.
$600?
Yes, it was
during the week?
Yes, it was $280 each way from Burbank.
The Southwest JSX parity is not. It's the same thing, by the way, that Wynn and MGM. It's the same thing now as JSX and Southwest. It's like maybe a 20% difference.
Yeah.
Right. Is there even Gen Z people, like the same way, like you guys said, like when we all used to go to Vegas, that's like something you did when you were in your early 20s. It was like a must.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, is there even Gen Z people walking around there?
There are. And the problem is that like, it's not like the way it was when we were going, because by the way, you could get into a club, 10 people could split a bottle for 500 and spend $70 each, and we get in the club. A table at these clubs is $5,000.
That's a shitty table with like a little two top.
Yeah, in the corner in the back, and you're treated like a second citizen.
Right. Right.
It's just not the same. It's the inflation piece to like the economy has such a big impact on like why something like Vegas needs a severe rebrand to get young people to engage in it again. And I think it starts with doing things at a price point that are more affordable. Like it just has to be cheaper. Or Vegas has to just chalk it up. We're now for people that are going to spend, by the way, like middle income people go to Vegas and act like they're 1%ers, right? Like that's a very common trait in Vegas. You go there, you act like a big dick, you go spend money, throw money around, and then they're just like, they're like the neighborhood accountant in fucking Missouri. Like that's happening all day.
Right.
So I think if they just want to be that for those people that want to go spend big, then they can be that.
I think,
but then you have to reduce the room sizes, reduce the restaurants, and a lot of the ancillary things have to go away.
I think the Wynn and Encore can get away with it because I was there 2 weeks ago for 24 hours. It was everyone was over 40.
Yeah,
there was no young people.
No, and that's what Drama's saying. He's like, I don't know. When I was 18, 19, 20, I was in Vegas every other weekend.
Yeah. We used to go to Tao.
Cheap food, clubs.
Shout out to Mike Sonnegar. He took care of us. He listened.
That's where I did my 21st birthday. It was like that's like the thing.
All the B tier hotels there are all getting run down too. Like I stayed at Aria a couple weeks ago because I had to go to the MGM for a conference. I didn't want to stay at the Wynn. All this shit's kind of like half broken. The lights sort of working. It's like it's like hitting that mark where it's been here like 12, 13 years and they haven't updated it.
Are old now.
They're definitely not updating it now.
No. Yeah. I think Vegas is in like a real identity crisis right now. And
so is your take that this is less of a recession indicator and more of a Vegas indicator? Is that your overall?
I do believe.
I think your take is it's an inflation indicator.
Yes.
People don't want to spend as much as what they're putting as a sticker price.
But I'll add two things. I think it's inflation is why domestic people are not going. And I do believe the immigration fear obviously has affected because like people in Europe think when you land here, you get deported. So someone said that to me. I'm like, wait, so if you come here and you get deported, you're going back to your home. Yeah. What do you might as well come and enjoy?
I mean, Drama said this on the pod last Sunday that he had an employee that was nervous from Paris.
Yeah.
A woman from Paris coming to work is like super scared. And she's like a big traveler, travels all over the world, loves traveling.
Okay, but what are you afraid of? You come after like 4 days.
Oh, I think there's an unknown.
Listen, okay. Let's just say people were getting deported in Paris. And I have to go to Paris. I'm going to go to Paris, right? And what's going to happen after 4 days? Someone's going to tap on my shoulder, the ice of Paris. I see, taps on my shoulder and goes,
I would hope you get tapped.
And they go, Monsieur, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Then I leave.
Yeah, I think,
What's going to happen? We're going to put me in a Paris prison? No,
you're right. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's rational, but I think the fear is like, you're going to get here and they're going to pull you into some room and they're going to interrogate you. And they're going to I think that's what the news in these countries is saying. I'm sure in the liberal news in Paris, they're probably saying don't travel to the U.S. They locking you up.
There are warnings in Europe about traveling to the United States that is unsafe.
I mean, tourism's down in America.
Yeah.
That's like
but I think
undeniable.
They're being told. I literally think that they're being told in these countries, don't go there.
I think it's not being told in Saudi Arabia because in LA, it's filled with Saudi Arabians.
Chinese are back too.
Yeah, of course. The two countries that we're supposed to be, fighting with all the time are all here because they know it's all
I see the
shit.
Chinese everywhere.
Yeah, they're back.
Yeah.
They know because they know it's bullshit.
So, I mean, I feel like we have a lot of like recession. The word recession is starting to come up a lot, even though GDP was good. What's the take?
I think here's the problem.
Well,
Is
Dee
that
doesn't believe the data, so
no.
it doesn't matter what the
I don't
data
think you
says.
can.
But I'm
believe
going to
the
tell you,
data.
there's the one person that's supposed to look at data. His name is Jerome Powell.
Yeah,
He
he's a
controls the
loser.
federal, and he said the job market and the economy is very strong. Where the fuck are you seeing data that says the economy is strong?
All right, so Kevin, tell me about job market in your world.
I mean, look, we're trying now on our end we're at that point where we had to hire a lot of people on the team to get where we're at. And now I think we've kind of hit the place where we've got incrementality where we're actually not hiring that many more people over the course of the next year for multiple reasons. I think one, we just don't need as many people. And I think two, I think that even though the business is going great, there's definitely, tariffs were like a real concern for the business. And I think we put a hard pause on saying, let's like really expand the team here. So it's not because the business is not doing well, right? I think one, we're trying to leverage AI more across the company now and having varying degrees of success there. So that's one. And I just think two, I think we just want to make sure we're running a really disciplined business because we don't know what can happen.
I think it would be helpful if you explained how AI helps your business because you're D2C.
Yep.
Right? You have a consumer product. How does it help?
Yeah. So let me back up. I think when ChatGPT, everything came out like 18 months ago, I kept telling the team on the all hands meeting once a month, guys, you got to use AI. But then I realized that's not helpful because I realized there wasn't actually anything happening.
Nothing
was happening, right? It's not anyone's fault. So then I promoted our head of customer experience, who's been with us for 5 years, into basically our head of AI. Now what her responsibility is to go department by department and make sure each department is infusing AI into their part of the business.
And in what capacity?
Look, customer experience was obviously the easiest one to build into. So we have not hired a new customer experience associate in the last 12 months. 57% of our tickets are AI answered now. So that's number one. I think video editing, design, we used to spend a lot of time, lots of nails, lots of logos, right? Now you can take AI, generate the image, put it on the nail, get your static images up a lot quicker. Ad copy, site copy, all of those things were really easy to go. I think that the parts of the business we have not been able to figure out yet are like finance and ops. That's been kind of hard to.
That's going to be the toughest.
It's been really hard to leverage AI there. But I'd say 70% of the business is using AI in some form, and it's made us more efficient.
So what percentage you've hired fewer people than you would have maybe like 6 years ago?
We probably would definitely have one or two more designers now, one or two more video editors, definitely more customer service associates. So probably 10 less people.
Yeah.
And I think we have 90 employees across the companies.
Yeah, that makes sense. And to your point around hiring and just looking at the data, Jerome Powell is making decision based on this data, which is continuing to be a lagging indicator. So if you look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics on the jobless claims and all the stuff around employment, it's revised constantly. And part of the reason why it's revised is I was reading someone who worked there who got very defensive, and they said, it takes time. We can't get the information fast enough. Then fine, stop fucking reporting it every month. Report it at a quarterly level. Maybe if it's in a quarterly level, you'll have time to give more accurate information. But the Federal Reserve, which is really keeping the entire economy on its fucking tippy toes, is saying everything's great. We don't have any issues. And so if that's what everyone believes and that's the data, I can live with it. But like, I can go through 50 more topics that are happening in America today that says that the economy is soft and the labor market is softening. There are no home sales.
That's for sure.
Yeah. And so So I think those are all indications of like a healthy economy. And so do I think we're unhealthy? No. But do I think we're on the verge of like some suffering? Yes.
So would you cut rates or hold?
I would
You'd cut.
Yeah. And I'm only cut. I would not cut like Trump wants 300 basis point. That's absurd. It's completely insane because that would just cause inflation. But like you could do 50 basis points and then watch. That's what they just did. They did it in Q4. Okay, cut it. Wait for 6 more months and see where we land. If shit gets better, fucking raise rates. I don't give a shit.
So you're in Florida. What's the economy like? Forget tourism and like partying and all that stuff. What do you see?
I mean, condo sales are toast in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think you have to separate the housing market. So I think nothing's moved. Here, I haven't seen anything moving. You know, in Florida and Miami specifically, I haven't seen anything moving. I know the condo market is shit right now. Everything else seems business as usual. I mean, certain industries, like, you know, I go to the gym, talk to different people in the gym, like the guy that owns a used car dealership, not doing so hot right now, right? That's been the last 2 or 3 years though. So I think it's very industry specific, but I haven't seen anything much different between Miami and LA.
Yeah. Feels the same.
Feels pretty similar.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think I would cut like 50 bips and then you can always raise it back up.
Yeah.
I think they're so worried about, you know, cutting it and then they have to raise it. But I mean,
you have that power and flexibility. Yeah. Go do it. And then if inflation comes back, fucking
too late, too stupid.
He is too late, too stupid. I agree. I don't think anyone in the world wants to hold rates.
No, you can't buy a home. You can't buy a car. You can't buy a home. You can't have a credit card.
So he is too late, too stupid.
I've said this since 21.
Yeah, but the problem is now,
and I'm the wokey. I'm the wokey in the pod.
Yeah, Powell now feels he can't succumb to Trump. That's his problem. It's ego at this point.
I love the whole hard hat thing where they both at the Federal Reserve together.
That was like a Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That
was unbelievable content.
What are you guys seeing in your space?
It's not too, I mean, I would say the year in general has been a little soft, but like not overly and like not really big news. Like, you know, like really the take for the whole year is a little soft. Just hasn't been a super active year, but not in a way that's like super harmful or anything, you know, it's just kind of business as usual.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And then obviously tariffs are a big deal. I'm seeing a lot of people have a lot of trouble with tariffs. But just like most places, I would think. I mean, I think everyone's kind of got it sorted out now.
When you say sorted out, what does that mean?
I think for the most part, people have like figured out their solution. So whether that's like moving to a different, look, one of the things about our industry is it's pretty basic, like the goods, you know, like it's mostly paper. And so you can move to other countries and stuff. And
got it.
I think a lot of people have figured that out. Some, but
some of us are patriots, Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin.
America.
Sydney
He
Sweeney.
wants everything manufactured here. Drama. Aren't you an American, Ohio?
I want that.
Build a factory.
Sydney Sweeney will throw you out of this country.
Yeah, some. But it's just shocking how, I mean, China is just so good. I think the thing that people don't talk about enough is like their just knowledge of how to manufacture is just light years ahead of anywhere else in the world. Even in my products, which is a lot of like boxes and a bunch of little square pieces of paper in it. It's like seeing how hard it is for other countries to construct a box that's high quality at a price. It's really, really hard. It's like people just don't know how to do it.
On that note, there was a big news this week in the D2C space. Quince, which is like a D2C darling of the last, it's only 7-year-old business, raised money. They raised $120 million or $200 million at a $4.5 billion valuation. And for those that don't know, Quince took a page from Shein, and basically said, oh, this straight from factory to America model is a great fucking idea, but we're going to look at it a little differently. We're going to go to the best factories in the world. And you know that bedding you love from fucking Restoration Hardware or whatever company that you love the bedding from, we're going to go to that factory. And instead of paying $2,000, we're going to give you that real cost and we're going to make 50 points on it. And we're going to charge you $200. And they did that for every category: footwear, apparel. Now they're doing it in supplements and furniture. And I didn't even realize my drapes in my house are Quince. And this business is going to do $500 million this year. And they're shipping direct from factory. And what's interesting is,
what's their marketing?
it's just traditional
Digital.
ads.
Well, we did an event with them. They put the money up for it. So
Yeah.
we had them on as a partner.
And like, I mean, my fucking pants are
500
Quince, by the way.
no joke.
What?
500 million's no joke.
It's no joke. And I'm telling you, if I would objectively look at it, it's like, it's got Nordstrom / Macy's type scale in terms of opportunity, because it's going after like this like premium product segment that the consumer may not care that it's branded, but they really care about the quality of it. And the prices are so I'm wearing Quince linen pants.
You're repping these guys hard.
And I'll tell you why. I bought last summer for a trip. I bought James Purse linen pants.
I have James Purse shorts on.
My James Purse linen pants were $450.
Makes sense.
How much are those?
$49.
Wow.
Oh my God. Did you,
Before we
how did
move
you
on,
make that
'cause that's-
purchase? Like, was that for a trip and then you searched linen pant, or like, how did you discover it?
So I searched linen pants, and this is how I got the James Purse one. I just searched linen pants. It's James Purse LA, and I really wanted it for the trip because I didn't have any. So I just walked in the store and bought a pair, and I didn't like it. I was gut wrenched by the price of that pant. I don't own pants that are that expensive. Most of my pants are much cheaper. And I searched it and I said, oh yeah, Quince. I remember the business. And I bought these pants at $49.
I mean, look, it's impressive what they're doing, but they've also raised a shit ton of money. What I think is a lot more impressive, we were talking about it before the pod, is this kid Hudson from Comfort Clothing. I don't know if
that I need to hear about. Can you explain that whole story?
Yeah. So I think I'm buddies with him. I think Drama knows him a little bit. So there's a brand. It's the largest TikTok shop brand in the world called Comfort Clothing.
Okay.
This guy named Hudson started it. I think he is the best. This is not an understatement. I think the best modern day TikTok marketer on the planet right now.
Wow. So
I meet this guy. He's probably 25, 26, 3 years ago. He's doing $5 million. He comes to my house.
What is he selling?
He's selling hoodies. He's got Comfort Apparel, which is like the main brand.
Is that men's, women's? What is
men's
it?
and women's. He's got like hoodies, travel gear, travel wear. He's got Comfort Kids. He's got Comfort Pet.
What's the price point?
Do they sell like a blanket?
15. What's a blanket, Drama? How much is a blanket?
They sell like a blanket. They sell, whatever. But yeah, $50. $50 bucks.
50 to $70 for, for a hoodie, right? So he comes to my house, I don't know, 3 years ago. He's doing $5 million, says he's going to get to 17 for the year. He comes back to my house at the end of the year. He does 60. Then last year, I think this is all public. He's, on podcast and stuff. I think he did 220 last year, and he's on pace to do 500 million this year.
That's unbelievable.
Solo founder, no outside investors.
Oh my God.
And
That's way more impressive.
How did he finance the production?
I think he had really good terms with his factory.
Got it.
I mean, like, we would not have been able to do that. Like, I think
we all three of us have been in this business. It's tough to finance production.
And he's got a very, very profitable business as well. So it's not like one of those things where he went, to 500
that's
million.
Way more impressive than Quince, to be honest, because that's bonker numbers with no cash. These guys have at least raised $450 million. So you can kind of hide a lot of mistakes at $450 million of fundraising. But this is unbelievable.
It's pretty incredible.
What do you think he's going to do? Like a Fashion Nova style, just cash flow it and just keep going?
Yeah, I mean, I think he has plans. You should probably come on the pod. I should introduce you to him, you guys. But he's got plans for other categories and adjacencies, and he seems pretty bullish about the business. So
yeah, I mean, 500 million is like obscene.
I think that's the crazy thing. He's growing it that fast, and it's throwing off real cash, which is impressive.
That's amazing. And so I like that we're on a positive note. So I want to end on a really positive note, which is Figma went public. If you don't know Figma, it's like a obscenely important design product that is like used by basically every product org in the world at this point. Went public. I think it has $900 million of revenue. They priced this IPO at $20 billion, which is the same price. If you don't remember, it was supposed to get acquired by Adobe last year at $20 billion, maybe 2 years ago at this point. And it was a huge thing because the FTC blocked it and said
Lena Khan,
and caused like a huge stink that like, and some people thought Adobe purposely sandbagged it because they didn't want to spend the $20 billion. It doesn't matter. This fucking company.
They also got $1 billion breakup fee.
Yeah.
From Lena Khan.
Yeah.
Lena Khan should have a statue in front of Figma.
Dude, I got my one share on Robinhood.
Yeah, me too.
I put the fucking order in.
Yeah, I put a big order.
And I woke up and I got one share.
Figma is now a $60 billion company.
So 3x what Adobe would have purchased them for.
And IPOs in 2025 are back. It's fucking on fire. Every company is going to go public this year.
Yeah. You need an AI component because I saw their whole
Everyone
S1.
has that. Look at Ramp. Ramp is worth $22 billion. It was worth $5 billion 2 years ago.
Yeah, everyone's.
They know how to say that. They know, that's like CFO 101. You don't think all these people are the smartest people in the room? They're gonna fucking all say AI, and they're all gonna go public, and they're all gonna go make a fortune. Canva 3x the revenue as Figma. That means they're gonna go public at $100 billion.
Good for them.
Insane.
Man, if we can lower rates and get IPOs back, the party could be back.
The IPO. It is frothy, but I love it.
But I'm just saying, we still have crazy high rates and still no real IPOs. This is the first like blockbuster news in a while. Like
Circle. No, what are you talking about? Circle.
CoreWeave.
Okay, second, third, whatever.
CoreWeave was absolute blockbuster.
But the point is you lower those rates and you get people IPOing like crazy again. Oh my gosh, we're back. Sydney Sweeney, let's get another round of ads.
Sydney
should be ringing the bell for every company.
Yeah.
That's how Glamnetic. We're not really strangers. SPAC.
Let's go, bro.
Let's go. We're SPACing, baby. Let's go.
Man.
SPACs are coming back. I got a cold email from a banker on Friday about just want to keep you in the loop. SPACs are back.
I mean, Chamath said it.
Yeah,
he's going back into SPACs.
He should. Why? I mean, he made so much money.
He made a fortune.
Yeah. Why not do it again? People are willing. If you see option trading is at record high, gambling is at a record high. People want risk. They love it.
Risk on.
Yes. It's very scary because that's how everything just collapses overnight. But that's where we're at. We're at a point where everyone wants to gamble.
I mean, let me just tell you my nerd of the week moment is I just finished this book about Masayoshi Son. And that motherfucker is the epitome of like YOLO gambling, risk on, full leverage, full fucking everything. And, he's a legendary investor. So why not? Everyone should.
I mean, people say he's like Warren Buffett level.
Right. I mean, he's literally the polar opposite. Like, meaning, I'm not saying you can't
different
compare
strategy.
Yes.
Different strategy.
Because he's short in Japanese, Korean.
Well, he's literally like fucking get one hit, leverage it to the tits, bet on everything else, blow those up, leverage this. It's fucking crazy.
What's been his most recent win?
ARM.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he still owns like 80% of it, I think.
He had a couple. He obviously had a couple L's here and there, but I guess.
Yeah, but as long as you can raise capital and keep deploying, it doesn't matter.
He made a fortune on Uber.
Yeah.
and Yahoo. It's literally like if you can get a couple big hits,
Alibaba, Yahoo.
Yeah.
Just think about it. If you were an early investor in Figma, your career changed.
I saw that. So there were 4 funds that made they returned over 10x their entire fund.
Yes, and that's why VC continues to exist.
I think it was Union Square Ventures returned.
No, I don't think it was Index.
Oh, it was Index. Sorry, Index returned.
Andreessen.
Yeah.
Index returned like 25x their fund.
Yeah. Index is in every hot company. It's very impressive. It's insane.
It must be rough.
Yeah,
Do you guys think it would be
fortune.
rough to like have to walk away from a $20 billion deal, not knowing that a couple years later you'd be worth $60 billion? I mean, that had to be like a rough day, right?
Yeah, they got $1 billion just cash, just to like.
It's just I just like the story of like you had the 20. I mean, 20 billion must have felt like the absolute jackpot 2 years ago, and today it's 60.
Yeah.
You know who else did that probably 5 years ago? Remember when Harry's was going to get bought by I think Edgewell?
Yeah.
And then it got blocked.
Yes.
And I think it was a blessing in disguise for them. I think that business now,
Roomba is about to go bankrupt, and FTC blocked that too.
Yeah, I guess there's some, you win some, you lose some. I think the Harry's guys figured it out, and they built a holding company, and I think the thing's doing over $1 billion in revenue, and they've got Lumi deodorant, they've got Harry's, they've got like 1 or 2 other things.
Look, great founders figure things out, and they'll always succeed. But like, let's take venture as a investing asset class. Like, it's been fucking dry for many years, and now I mean, everyone's licking their chops. You got to go public if you are ripping like this. By the way, Kev is growing fast. Figma, I mean, but it's like 48% growth, which is like, like Google was growing 50% like 3 years ago. It's not like 500%.
And cash flowing the shit out of the business.
That's my point, is that like, it's not like there's a lot of companies at this stage that can go public and hopefully recognize.
Stripe's still private.
That's
been private forever.
That place is a disaster. Stripe, I don't want to hear about that fucking company anymore, or all those brothers. They annoy me.
The Carlson bros.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about their podcast talking about history. Shut up. Like, we don't care about you. You got to go public. We don't want to hear about your private company. Go public. Have some balls. They're afraid. They know they're a credit card processing company.
Yeah, they're a merchant.
Okay, then act like a merchant and get valued like one. Because they know they're more valued in the private market. They're the opposite of every other company. I think
they've probably each taken a couple $100 million on
$100 million. Yeah, they don't need to. I don't care about. Moved on.
Old news.
I actually agree with you. I think the business is stupid.
There you go.
They need Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, let's get Sydney in there.
Then I'm all in. I'm going long.
If she rings the bell, then the stuff.
Somehow, Sydney Sweeney needs to be ringing that damn bell. She deserves it. She's added so much value.
Did you talk about on the past episode the Gwyneth Paltrow?
On the astronomer?
Yeah.
No,
did you guys
I did
cover
not.
that? That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
It was a good way to just end cap that meme.
Yep.
Wait, what did she say? I don't know what Gwen said.
She did an ad for astronomer. CEO just like, we didn't expect to get so much attention today. I'm speaking on behalf of the company, and then just tells you what the company does. We do with AI. We do blah, 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 blah. It was good.
Yeah.
So astronomer's hot again?
Yeah, it was. I'm sure it's.
Are you more bullish on astronomer or Stripe?
Astronomer. Do you know how many people I know that do credit card processing? You know how many schmucks I know? You know how many schmucks that listen to this episode right now that do credit card processing? I'd make a lot of money doing it.
I want to end on one thing.
Yeah.
LeBron and Bronny.
Okay.
They're posting nonstop
about golf.
I think we're finally going to be friends, I think finally the kids from Akron are going to unite.
Yeah.
The kids from Akron, drama. He's a golfer. When are you going to get around with him?
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, so the thing here for the listeners is, I don't know why, whatever. I don't want to talk shit because I go there. The country club he joined is not my country club, but it's the one that I go to like every weekend almost. And so my buddy, who is a member there, saw them today.
Yeah, we texted about it.
Yeah.
At 8 a.m.
That's amazing.
He saw them golfing.
You guys are boys now.
He's
we're
at the
about to be.
driving
I'm gonna-
range at 8 a.m. getting a lesson.
Yeah,
That's
I'm going
what
to
we
see
were
him
told.
and just like, shoot a ball in his direction and be like, hey, sorry, Bron. What's up? Akron, right? Yeah. But
That's
he's just there like every.
That just feels like his like retirement two-step. Like he's on his.
But it's interesting the club he chose because he could get into any club.
I think
not any club.
Not LACC, but he could get into Bel Air.
all but one.
I wanted to golf with drama.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It must be, I think it's really close to their house, but so is Bel Air. I don't know. It doesn't quite make sense. Maybe it's more low key.
But he's posting.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
Maybe because you can post and do that. It's more relaxed on some rules.
Here's also, maybe he has either a coach that he liked that was there, or maybe the same way that I just go pay $100 and play all the courses in town, he just goes and joins who knows? He might be a member at the other places too.
He might be.
He's not. I know. I asked. I did my diligence before this pod.
Okay, well then I can't explain.
And no one believed me that he was a member at that club.
Right. It doesn't
They're
make
like,
sense.
why would he be there?
I understand. Yeah. And listen, they listen. The staff listens. So no offense to you guys at all, but it's a little weird too. I mean, yeah. Literally every time I go there, they're like, we need 3 episodes a week.
After our text, the last couple days,
Yeah.
I texted like a guy who's like kind of golf royalty in LA. And he's like, you're lying. Your boy's lying. There's no way he's a member there.
I know. We said the same thing. Like, because it was rumored around the country club that he had joined, and we're like, nah, that just must be a rumor. That must be a lie. And sure enough, not only is he there, but he's posting it. It's very clearly there. My friend saw him today.
It's so insane.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
get Gilbert Arenas there with his.
Well, he might be in jail soon.
Yeah. What's going on there? We'll talk about that when I guess we find out what's happening. That house
All right,
caught
let's
on
do
fire or
shout-outs.
something. Did you see that?
His house?
Like the house was like on fire, like as if they were like trying to like
Oh, the one
destroy
where they were
evidence.
gambling at?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, well, we'll talk about it when we have info. Shout outs.
The first shout out we have is from David. Shout out to my brother JJ, recent listener to the pod after years of recommendations from his younger brother. Recently decided to save his fortune and call off his marriage to move in with his younger brother, travel thousands of miles just to build and grow the business they've been talking about for years. Love you, P-Dog. Proud of your growth and honesty. Excited for you to grow into the man you are destined to become.
Wow, P-Dog.
Okay, that's a
Holy
big
shit.
one. I don't know what to say there. I'm a little lost for words,
Yeah,
but
let's
shout
just
out
say
to you, bro.
Congrats, P-Dog. Good luck.
From Dylan, what's up, guys? Been a day one listener and actually interviewed Drama and D for a podcast with my buddy Spencer back in 2019. Anand ignored us in the elevator. Sounds like
He's
the
a
elite,
liberal
the liberal
elite.
elite.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
This shout out is for you guys. Love what you guys are doing and how you share your various perspectives on current events. While I'm here, shout out Spence, who is day one listener as well. Crushing the real estate game down here in San Diego. Much love, fellas.
Shout out.
From Alexis, shout out to myself for listening to group chat religiously since 2020. I found y'all during the pandemic because you interviewed Zach Bia, and he was so mysterious. And then I stayed because of y'all insights. I literally haven't missed an episode since. Love you guys. Amazing.
Look at Zach Mia bringing new
I actually have one
audience
shout out
members.
as well. One of our listeners is doing a ping pong pop-up lounge on Saturday, August 16th in Santa Monica at 2022A Broadway. Free drinks, sponsored by a few brands, and it's from 2 to 6 p.m. It's a ping pong club and bar, and it's in Santa Monica, so go check it out.
Nice.
Well, you better hope I don't show up there, listener.
Remember that year we played 4 hours of ping pong a day?
Yep. I'll never forget.
The sales
and I
reflected
won the Casper mattress. Yeah, you're right. I won
I
the
remember that.
Casper.
Yeah, you beat Cash Warren, right?
I sure did.
Yeah, I remember that. That
I'm
was fun.
unbeatable.
That was a good era.
That was a great match. You were really good.
I missed the office ping pong battle era. You know what's funny is I ran into J-Dub the other day, and that's all we talked about was ping pong in the
Ping
office.
pong.
Yeah.
Where'd you run into?
At some party it was July 4th, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. That's it.
All right, guys. Kevin, thank you.
Kevin.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Survive the tariffs.
Kevin,
Bring
let's hang soon,
manufacturing
man.
back.
Let's compare stories and stuff. I feel like we don't.
Love to see you, man.
We don't connect enough.
I agree.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Everyone have
Take
a great
care.
week.
All right.
Peace.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Peace.